Hello, okay. So unfortunately, we can't see you, and the intention was that it was going to be a Q&A session. So we can lower the lights just a little bit so we can actually see someone. Anyway, let's get started. What I wanted to take the opportunity to do was to actually introduce you and give you the opportunity to get to know the leadership team of MetricStream a little bit. And I'm going to do immediate apology for the fact that it appears that there is a dominant sex in our leadership team. But don't let the... We are working on it. Now, this is your session, and I want to allow you to kind of bring up the sessions, but more importantly, I want you to identify everyone that works in the MetricStream leadership team so that when you have mixers and when you're here throughout the conference, you can actually grab them and have a conversation. So I'm going to let every one of them introduce themselves, and I'm start with the majority group.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, everyone. I'm Susan Palm, and I'm a former MetricStream customer. Have been with the company for 7 years and have the pleasure and privilege of leading the customer success program for the Americas. And in a nutshell, our job in this program is to help ensure that you get value from your investment in MetricStream. So I look forward to meeting with all of you.
Thanks, Susan. Salil Jain, our Chief Client Officer for MetricStream. I've just joined, so one of the recent additions to the team. Joined about 6 months ago, based in Palo Alto, and focus on, or doubling down our focus on customer success so that our customers here can maximize their value from their investment in our solutions, as Susan mentioned. So looking forward to, and I've already met a number of folks, and really looking forward to meeting some of the remaining customers here. Thanks.
Good evening. My name is Andy Digelman. I'm the CTO of MetricStream. I'd like to share what my passions are, and I'm passionate about 3 things. Number 1, I'm passionate to work with customers, friends, my family on doing things differently and doing things in a way we never dreamed of. That's number 1. Number 2 is I want to have fun with our customers, with the team, with my friends. That's a selfish one, but it's an important one. And the third one is lifelong learning. So if I look at those 3 passions, MetricStream gives me the opportunity to fulfill all of them in incredible ways, and that's why I'm here.
Good evening. My name is Sudipta Sen. I'm on the board of MetricStream's subsidiary in India. Before coming on board, I have worked for good 15 years in the area of analytics with McKinsey as well as SAS. So what my passion which brought me here is to kind of add significant value and work with the awesome team here, because I sincerely see that opportunity in terms of embedding the awesome amount of data which is getting generated, whether it is in the banking industry because of moving data, whether it is in manufacturing industry because of IoT and devices like that, presents a unique opportunity for us to continue to give value to all of you from MetricStream. And that's my passion, and I'm enjoying it. Thanks.
Thanks. Hi, hello, my name is Vidya Falke. I lead cloud innovation at MetricStream. And I've been in this business of GRC software for now over 15 years. And I'll just give a very simple example. The reason I'm here is because I truly believe that using innovation and technology in GRC, we can avoid and prevent things like Boeing MAX 8, things like Deepwater Horizon at BP, and so on and so forth. So it's all up to us to really take on technology and solve this real crisis kind of situation in this world. Thank you.
Hello there. My name's Mikael Hagstroem, Chief Financial Officer based out of Palo Alto. I'm a rook here, just started in January, and feel like I've kind of come full circle because I started my career as an auditor in Silicon Valley, been a public company, Chief Financial Officer, and been blessed to have been able to work with some great teams and build some great companies. And looking to do the same here at MetricStream. And I'll just add one observation. It's been truly inspiring to see so many natural evangelists within our customers here today.
Thanks, Mike. My name is Gaurav Kapur. I know many of you. I serve as the Chief Operating Officer at MetricStream. I've been there since the inception of the company. I'm here for two reasons. The one is really, I feel that this market of GRC, it's a very innovative market. There's things happening every couple of years that disrupt the market and the way companies are trying to do it. So it's always painful as well as exciting. And the second thing is we have a unique opportunity, I think, in the market to collectively to actually create a big impact on the end consumers. We talked about perform with integrity, but also making lives easier for practitioners. So we've gone through the pain, but I think we can make lives easier for practitioners, and that's the two things that drive me.
Hi, my name is Sanjay Sinha. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer, and I am the new kid here. I've been here about 2 months. I have spent my entire career in the Bay Area, working in companies like Intel, Sun, and last 20 years at Oracle. I helped Oracle pivot to the cloud, and I see MetricStream having a leadership opportunity to really accelerate the GRC business process, moving to a SaaS delivery model, and that's one of my key passions, apart from being a lifelong Warriors fan, along with Mike.
Thanks, Ajay. Good evening. My name is Rohit Bedi. I came to MetricStream for an incredible opportunity, and that was to build the ecosystem around our software. So I manage the global partnerships and channels, and also lead some of the regions around the world that we are trying to grow. My passion lies in my family, and my family is my team, it's my clients, and it's my partners. And outside of that, I like to climb peaks that others don't think can be climbed.
Hi, Peter Bannister. I'm going to play the newbie card. I know you all tried. I've been here for 3.5 weeks at MetricStream. And my passion is the same reason I made the switch from being a customer, which is I want to help others implement programs that make it easier for folks on the ground to fulfill their responsibilities as it relates to GR&C. I've always been a change agent throughout my whole career, whether it was in the business or in risk, and I want to help help our customers develop their own programs to make that realization real.
So let me reverse the trend. So let me say that I'm the founder and executive chairman. So I've been here for a long time, and I love it. I love this team. I'm proud of this team, and equally importantly, if not more, I'm proud of each one of you for the amazing work you do, and that really inspires me. So thank you.
I always keep an extra mic just in case. So now we wanted to use half an hour or so for you to ask any question you want. Feel free to direct it if you remember the names. If not, then I'll just have someone volunteer to answer it. The main objective, however, is to just get to know the team here a little bit, so that during the breaks and the mixers, you have a chance to just pull them aside, because we're all here for you. So I'll hand it over to you to ask any question you want. And if I get no question, I'll take it as a leading question to when can we go to the mixer.
Thank you very much for your introduction. Short question, Apple or Microsoft?
We take a bite of the apple and make sure we have a soft landing.
Yeah, there are always the long and the short, isn't there? But I would say Apple. But But I'll share why. I think that what we are learning from them at MetricStream is how they're building up the ecosystem. You know, people got very hooked on their products. But the reality is that products, they commoditize. And content doesn't. Content just gets enriched more and more. And there are many that refers to MetricStream as the Google for GRC. I like that analogy. I think that's what Microsoft is doing. They are building a fantastic ecosystem of services that I think the more they use, the stronger they get.
By the way, he always asks tough questions.
Yeah. Plus, the largest competitor the GRC market has out there is Excel. So we need to take care of that.
So how much of your energy goes into dealing with all these new regulatory things like GDPR, now the California privacy? How much does that affect what you're doing, and how does it change sometimes the roadmaps that you're building out?
So fundamentally, in two parts, right? One, we have to worry about how our customers are using the applications and products, right? So a lot of focus in our platform has been to make it data-driven. But to a large extent, you can set up the controls and so on and so forth. Once you figure out for GDPR, you can apply to, you know, the California regulation that's coming up. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, I worry about this compliance for MetricStream internally, so I'm able to use this because we are using MetricStream internal to our controls and so on and so forth. So, but the foundation is to think the GRC data model. That's the very foundation on which top of which all of our applications are built up.
And I'd just add to what Vidya was saying that, you know, our voice of the customer forums through the MSIG meetings that we have and through our community really helps inform us about what is really a priority for you, because there is quite a plethora of change going on, but not all of it is as important to you. So we really do get your feedback and ask for your help in thinking about how you want to present this information or how it needs to be, you know, inducted with our GRC library so that we can drive the right solution. So you really are critical to that.
Right. So I think you could get 3 answers to one question there, because it depends. Yep.
The highest and most optimal vision and design of a relationship with service partners.
So fundamentally, we see MetricStream, our core competency and where we want to go is in building the best-in-class GRC solution. And we see partner providing complementary skills around advisory, consulting, as well as implementation services. And we have a strategic initiative. This is an area where we want to really double down and provide a very strong enablement so that partners can deliver value. And similar to the other large software providers who have a very healthy ecosystem of partners, not only in advisory and consulting, but also in implementation, that's the direction we are headed.
Thank you. So who are you guys worried about?
You.
Okay. But in terms of, thank you. But in terms of your competitive threats or even technology or innovation threats, like what's sort of keeping you guys up at night? And I say guys in the Midwestern sense, that's, you know, all sexes.
Well, I think, you know, I've lived through some transitions in the software industry, and GRC is a little bit of a 1.0 in that whenever someone asks for an RFP or designs an RFP, it becomes like an insurance policy long list of features and functions. And there is always a threat that our roadmaps also become a long list of features and functions. And the reality is that when we look at the customizations we have to do, more than half of them, more than 50% of ongoing customizations is about how to take features out that were designed in. So it tends to add complexity. So moving away from that commoditization and into actually taking the deep breath to start a 900 man-year investment in a platform, that is the hardest challenge. And I know in reality we could easily name competitors, and you know who they are. I mean, we have had Open Pages from IBM for a long time, and Archer from RSA, etc. But the reality is that someone has to come up with the R&D budget to actually write the platform that can integrate and get to a position that you can put any of those applications on top, sweat out those assets as you move on, and fill in the gap with other solutions. So the largest challenge really was to get the financing for that. That was my focus, not directly on a competitor, but to make sure we could actually do what the clients need us to do around the corner. But you get the proper answer as well from Gaurav.
And I think on a lighter note, you know, all the competitors that Michael talked about, they're not going to put the team just like this the way we do. So that to me is the biggest differentiator, the team that is here. Thank you.
I think to add to what Michael mentioned, if you go back 6-7 years or even 10 years, you'll see that the competitive landscape has continued to evolve. I mean, there were a set of companies 10 years ago, they got acquired, became part of a larger spectrum. And in fact, the top 6 companies ranked by the analysts, 5 of them got acquired and became part of a larger network. And even within those, some have got divested yet again, as an example, right? So we genuinely believe that, as long as we stay true to our innovation, we listen to the market carefully, we understand our clients and serve our clients well. Okay, we are the center point for the GRC market, and the competitors around us will keep evolving. That's how we genuinely feel, this entire team.
Hi, Dave Muscaro with USA. So USA is currently taking a step back. We've been at this GRC thing for a couple of years, and just reevaluating where we want to be in the next 3 years. So if I was to ask you the same question, what would be your elevator speech for where you guys want to be in the next 3 years?
Well, what I want to be is in a position where we're actually able to deliver meaningful impact, not just today, but as part of building out that roadmap. I don't want to build my roadmap in isolation. But based on the conversations so basically, the honest answer is I want my roadmap to be your roadmap and vice versa. But what I do see in the industry are 2 things. One is everyone matters now. It's no longer just the specialists. It's no longer just second line of defense or third line of defense. We need to get training-free front ends to actually be able to collect data that's currently missing before there are issues. We need to be able to put information back out in training-free environments. To do this, just if we think of incoming issues, before there are issues even, just observations, that means we're going to have to use AI technology embedded. It means we're going to have to automate many of the tasks that are going on today. So embedding AI in automating, but also making the systems more intelligent, I think is extremely important right now. I think the second is that we also need to figure out how we can, much like if you think of the finance systems, you have a general ledger. No one questions the general ledger. I don't really need to worry about what's the best solution out there for a given task. I want to endorse all of them. I don't mind having 10 competitors using on my platform. You know, I already have, at any given point in time, users, about 2,000-3,000 users of competitor systems logging on to our knowledge solutions, providing access to our libraries. And that's how I think the platform is going to mature. I want to make it easier for you to throw someone out, put someone in, because you have a general ledger for risk and controls. And integrate all these disparate systems that we have in the organizations. And lastly, I want to make it human. Because today I think we do need more work to make AI and all the other technology human and accessible to humans. Does that answer your question, or you want more? We have a roadmap session tomorrow with Andy that is going to be much more to your point. But I think, I think basically we need to find the right organizations with the right vision, like yourself, that are actually asking these questions and solve it together. And we hopefully will be the answer to some of it. We will not be the answer to all of it, but we want to be part of it, and we want to direct our efforts and resources to help solve for that, carry that vision together.
So, somewhat controversial question. Michael, actually directed at you. So, you mentioned this earlier when you first opened, in terms of the gender imbalance in your executive team. Yet a number of your executive team members are sort of brand new to the company. So, how do you hope to sort of shift the balance? Because diversity is a big issue at many companies today.
Well, you can clearly see that I've failed in this area. But it doesn't mean I'm not taking it serious. I am. And as we are building out the teams, we just need to realize the fact that we haven't put enough focus and attention to it, and we need to stay more focused on it. I think part of it, and it's not an excuse, but MetricStream came from a place where it was balanced. And so we lost focus on it, and it's an area I need to pick up and work on. I like to say that the new team, for example, in London is fairly balanced. Is that true, Anna, or are you only hiring like I do?
In the technology space, we do have about 35% women, 65% guys, and the women are in the tech area as well as in pre-sales and our client business as well. So we've got a good mix there. So and we've got a pipeline of hires right now, and I would say that the pipeline is pretty much 50% women in that pipeline too.
And the next area we're building out now is the New York area and the East Coast. So we're going to have to work harder on that there.
Just one other thing. So our chief legal officer, Jessica, she couldn't be here today. Still, we would still have to apologize for the mix, but it looks a little better than this.
Yeah, that brings us up about 0.3%. So thank you for reminding us. Any other questions? So long I've gotten a few items on my to-do list, so I'm sure I'm going to be given more tonight. But Right. Very good. Well, thank you for taking time. And I don't know if there's anyone that wants to have any further remarks on any of the questions that's been raised. If not, then we jump into anyone. You're all good? Are you want to say something? Okay.
So, as my wife told me after we got married, I got given a microphone and a stage, and I was up there all night. So I'll try and keep it brief, because at the same event, I was keeping them from dinner, just like I'm keeping you from dinner. Where do I want to be in 3 years' time? I think I want to see clients having embedded GRC processes into the consciousness of their firm without the first line users knowing they are executing those processes. We call it GRC, you can call it, some of it's IRM, whatever you want to call it. There's ways to achieve what you want to achieve in your seats to fulfill Jim Quigley's mission of getting that information into the boardroom without having to complicate and train thousands and thousands of people on what to do. So that's my vision for 3 years away, and I think there's some very simple steps that I know Vidya is working on with Andy to make that a realization. And back to why I'm here, that's why I'm here. It's to get it out there and just get it done without having to worry too much about training people on every aspect of risk management and compliance.
Dave, I want to just respond to the question you asked about the journey and how difficult it is. I think one of the biggest challenges we face in this space is we're taking a really specific language of GRC and we're trying to push that into our companies, and they speak a completely different language of business processes or business procedures and standards, and half the battle is trying to get the language and the taxonomy correct. I think where MetricStream's investments in AI, and you're going to hear this really in spades tomorrow, is going to really help leapfrog some of those challenges by bringing some of that information together in a way that will kind of supersede some of the challenges we have in taxonomy. So I think that's one of our big challenges across the company, and I'm excited about the work we're doing there.
Good. Well, one of my takeaways I'll share with you then was today the discussion around talent skills, and that the next generation of GRC is all about talent and skills, given that it involves everyone in the organization. And so one of the quotes that I kind of was digging up from my own notes is from one of the leaders that I respect the most, the great deal. And it's from Chambers at Cisco. We were in a meeting in Davos one year, and he said that was something he got wrong. And it's not often people admit what they got wrong, but he did. He said, "This is something I got wrong. I thought it was all about technology. I thought if we hired a couple of thousand tech people, we upgraded our software, things like that. That was it. I was wrong. Product managers have to be different. Salespeople have to be different. On-site support has to be different." And I thought it resonated very well today because it came through in all the sessions. They were actually working on building the next generation of GRC together. And the talent that are required to make that happen are right here in this room. And I feel very privileged to be able to actually learn from you and interact from every one of you. So I'm looking forward to that, and we're going to do just that in the mixers outside. So thank you for taking the time today, and thank you for being the champions hanging in there until the end of the day. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael. Okay. So thank you very much, Michael. Okay. So thank you very much, Michael, and all the execs. So ladies and gentlemen, we now have a reception at the Grand Ballroom 5 that's hosted by our sponsors and partners. And that's going to take place till 6:50 p.m. And then we'll all be back here for the GRC Journey Awards and the Birds of Feather dinner. I request all of you to please move to the Grand Ballroom 5 as we're going to be turning this room around and setting it up for dinner. So request all of you to